Hey, what's going on, everybody? Listening? Welcome to a brand new raw and uncut edition, special edition, that being independent singing podcast with yours truly, Honcho J. I'm so delighted to have you guys with me on the podcast today. We got a really dope show tonight. We got the homie I Am the Fat Boy coming through, chop it up with us on what he got new. To all the new projects he been working on, all the new shows he got coming on. But I definitely cannot wait for you guys to chop it up. You know what I'm saying, with me, with him. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome my guest. At this time, he is I Am the Fat Boy. Let's get it. What up, Reasons? Yo, what's going on, Brody? What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
Hey,
I'm glad to be back on the show,
hey,
man. That's
hey, you
that's
know I
what's up.
got you, bro. You
Thank you
know
for
I
having
got
me
you, bro. How
back.
you
You know what I
been,
mean?
man?
All day. I've been pretty good. You know, just living this thing called life. You know what I
Hey,
mean? On
damn,
this
I definitely
on this
feel that,
rock
man.
we
It's
call
always a
Earth.
pleasure, man, to come
You know what I
through
mean?
and for you to come through and chop it up with me, man. It's always dope, man. But real quick, you already know how the game go. Let people know who you are, man. But then we're gonna jump right into it.
What's good, y'all? I'm the Fat Boy out of Greensboro, North Carolina. I rap. I also do like graphic design, illustration, that kind
That
of
part.
thing. So
Well,
hit
that's
me up
what's
if
up.
you need
And like I
some work.
said,
You know what I
definitely make
mean?
sure y'all tap in. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. So man, the last time we talked, man, you know, so you was promoting some music, man. You had a few shows coming up. So what's been going on with you, man? Give us an update on what's been going on with you since the last time we talked.
Um, Really, for me, a lot of it been like ownership.
Okay.
I've been kind of on that Nipsey Hussle vibe. You know what I mean? Trying to take more control of my music. Definitely get more into the business side and everything. You know, that kind of thing. What I got coming up music wise, I actually got a new visual dropping in 1 week on the 28th. So that's next Friday. It's gonna be more like a short film than a music video. It's featuring J Hood, ODG, D Block. Shot by Visual Dynasty Productions. They did a fantastic job. Shout out to my cast and crew. So that's gonna be dropping on
Okay.
IMTheFatBoy.com. That's my
Okay.
website.
So real
So
quick, talk.
yeah.
So of course, I've known you for quite some time, man. And you mentioned earlier that you make your own designs and piece, accessories and stuff like that. So what got you into wanting to do stuff like that, putting your own, your own style together? What made you want to get into that?
As far as like the graphics go, I actually started drawing before I started rapping, man. I've been drawing
Okay.
hell since I could hold a pencil, you know what I mean? So probably about 2018 I had started getting back into it, just doing little doodles and stuff at work. And of course people saw it and was like, yo, you should really do something with that, you know what I mean? You should do more with your art. So I started doing more, just drawing more, doing more graphic designs, things like that. And just started drawing more. I started getting into like animation a little bit lately. Started getting a little bit into more digital art, like drawing on the tablet and everything. So it's been going good. You know, it's really just the response from the people that was just saying, "Yo, you should get back into it." And then I started doing
Okay.
my own T-shirts and everything. So yeah,
Okay, okay. So
got got some
with that
encouragement
being
from
said,
the
with
people.
all the support that you've been getting, throughout your music career, throughout your graphics and things like that, what is that response been like to just, sit back and take it all in and know that, so everybody that that genuinely supports, is definitely feeling your movement.
I definitely want to say thank you to each and everybody. You know what I mean? It ain't easy to get people to really rock with your brand and what you got going on. And there's still a lot of work and I still got a long way to go. But I definitely want to say thank you to everybody tuned in, tapped in. That's like the main thing. They make the world go round. You know what I mean? I ain't really into music for like the fame and all that. So I definitely appreciate the people that come along and really join the
Okay.
ride and really enjoy
So let me ask
the
you this. So
experience.
put together, whenever you're creating new music, new songs and things of that nature. What is your mindset? Take us through your mindset and your process of what you mentally, physically emotionally and all that. How do you get prepared to put out another song or a new song for people to watch? What is that process like?
So for me, it all starts with a mood. You know what I mean? And I've said this before. It really starts with a mood. It's like, how am I feeling at that moment when I get ready to write the track? And that's really how the track comes out. I might be feeling confident
Right.
and swaggy, and you know what I mean? Or I might be feeling depressed and thinking about some life shit. I might be feeling some party type. It just depends on the vibe that I'm getting at the moment. That's where the track starts. As far as like recording it and deciding what I want to put out, a lot of it really comes down to like personal taste, really. I mean, I do a little bit try to think of what people would like, of course, but a lot of it, because it starts with a mood, it comes down to, you know, how I feel about the track and what it's sounding like. And because I've written songs that I think sound great, and then I record them and they sound like trash, and it's like, nah, we'll have to go back to the drawing board. So for me, if I get the track and I record it, and even before it's mixed and all, I'm listening to it over and over and over and over. For me, those are usually the ones that get released, and people really enjoy those the most. So that's like a brief overview of the process.
All the music that you put out, man, you know, out of your entire catalog of music, you know, what album or EP or song have you put out that still to this day, when you go back and you listen to it, it's like, this still has a little about more that project for you?
For me, it's probably been 1993. It's a single that I dropped in 2019, and that's usually everybody's favorite, especially when I go to perform. The people that have seen me perform before, that's a request. You know what I mean? I've had people be like, "Yo, you gotta perform 1993. You gonna do 1993?" You know, and to low key, like, to be transparent with everybody, I've been low key trying to phase it out of my performance set so I can add in something new. But I can't take it out. You know what I mean? Because I take it out, and then they'd be like, "Yo, is you gonna do 1993?" I'm like, "All right, you know, I do it. Fuck it, you know," because it moved the crowd. So 1993 will be that track.
You know, this catalog of history that you have. You know, have you ever had an issue or at all? You know, whenever you're making music, or do you feel like it's always been solely for your purpose?
No, I haven't had an issue collabing. I actually did more collaborations last year. I did a joint with Ari Quinn. I did a joint with XL. Did the joint that's coming out on the 28th with J Hood. So collabing ain't really tough. It's really just finding the right match for the song that I got going on. You know what I mean? Different people do different things. Like, for example, with Ari Quinn, you know, I'm sure you know Ari Quinn, you know, she got a certain vibe, and so I got her on more of it was more of a chill track, you know what I mean, more of a love song kind of track. And then, you know, XL got another type of vibe, you know what I mean, so I put her on a track that had more bounce to it that she could really rock on, you know what I mean. And then going back to J Hood, he got a totally different vibe than both of them, and you know, he got that real hip hop swag, so I put him on a totally different. So it's really just finding the right artist for the right vibe to match the track. You know what I mean? That's really. I won't even say it's a challenge because it's still fun.
Right,
you know what I mean? It's still fun to find the right person.
So let me ask you this: who's been your most favorite artist that you've worked with? That you know, it's like whenever you're putting out a song and you feel like it, you know, it can fit not only you, but it can fit a particular artist. You know, who's usually that go-to artist that you go to?
I don't really have a go-to artist, honestly, because there's actually a lot of other people I would like to work with. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get more into that and spread the love around and get in contact with people, and you know. So I'm definitely down to work. If you're watching and you want to work, hit me up because I'm definitely down to work. So I don't really have a favorite like go-to artist. I have a couple go-to producers. Shout out Mr. Dice. Shout out the Chef. I think he's watching right now. You know, so there's a couple of my go-to producers.
So now, man, you know, we're now in the year 2022, man, and you know a lot is still taking place all over the world, man. So what has been your drive and your desire to stay as rooted as you are in this hip hop industry and continuing to put yourself on the map? What has that passion been like for you?
A lot of it now has kind of shifted to my son. You know what I mean? He's really a big motivator. But at the same time, he also keeps my feet on the ground. When, you know, you kind of just want to,
Right.
sometimes just want to float off into space. You know what I mean? So he definitely wants to, he definitely helps keeps me grounded. It helps keeps me focused on what the real goal is and what's really important. Also lately, you know, I've had some losses in the family, and I actually had just talked to my best friend earlier who had a loss in his side of the family, and I mean, it's been a little bit rough, but it's been a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? It's a new part of life that people really starting to think about on my end that I'm noticing, and it's healthy. You know what I mean? And it feels good to have a circle of people around that you know you can relate to and really talk to about this stuff and really, you know, vent and get the stuff off your chest. So again, I always try to shout out my tribe when I'm on interviews and stuff like that, because the support system is everything, man. And I have a
Most
great
definitely.
support system, and
So,
I'm definitely proud to be
so
able to
with
say.
that being said, so you know, being an artist, you know, and having your own, you know, your own established business of sorts, and then on top of it being a dad, you know, with all of that, uh, with all that tied into one, you know, as a person as a whole, like, how does that make you feel to know that, you know, you're able to be as productive as you are, as active as you are, and still be able to, you know, kind of in a sense, kind of take that time for yourself, you know, if any, you know.
It's definitely a challenge. There's definitely a balance you got to find, just with life stuff and music stuff in general. And it's always been like that. But I'm finding that it's just a lot of it is just time management, just finding time to do, you know, like earlier today, I was doing some research and development and going back over some of my notes. And I might do that for a little while and then switch and go and work on a new t-shirt design and then switch. So, you know, I mean, it helps that my son is in school for a good chunk of time. So then I can kind
Right.
of sneak in a recording session or something like that. But you know, once he gets out of school, it's dad time. That's pretty much. So it's just finding the balance, and sometimes it can be tough to find the time. But you
Okay.
know, you
Now,
just got to find the
speaking, you
balance and
know,
delegate your
speaking
time.
on the topic of your son, you know, being a dad, you know, I'm, you know, it's something that I love to hear from people who not only in career in their professions, but when they're parents. Like, you know, what has that experience been like being a dad, and not only being a dad, but having someone that's gonna eventually grow up and, you know, carve his own path. Like, what has that whole father son, you know, relationship been like?
It's an experience, man. Like it's an experience of a lifetime. Um, and honestly, I'm learning just as much from him as he is from me. Like I tell people all the time, I'm learning how to be a dad at the same time that he's learning how to be a son. You know what I'm saying? It's my first and only child. I'm a full-time single dad, so it's an experience. You know what I mean? It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of challenges. It's a lot of hurdles. I think a lot about the future, especially with everything going on in the world right now. But right now, I'm focused. You know, he's still really young, so I'm focused on letting him be a kid. You know, play, have fun, have friends. You know what I mean? And just learning the basics and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. It's a learning experience. I definitely get
Right.
headaches sometimes. You know, I'm not gonna act like it's all sunshine and roses. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't trade it for the world, man. I swear I wouldn't trade it for the world. And I do encourage people, like at some point, you know, have kids. I don't recommend rushing it. It ain't, you know, something you would want to jump into, but definitely I think it's good for people to if you can handle it, you know, to have
Most
kids
definitely.
and,
Now let me ask this,
you know, just
and
enjoy
being
the
again
experience.
and being that dad, do you find it sometimes challenging when you have other things going on outside of being a dad, and then trying to somehow, some way, fit it all into one piece, so that way everything is working the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a big challenge. And honestly, it's a tough balance because there's sometimes where, you know, I'm doing something for the music stuff. I'm filling out paperwork or something like that, and it ain't necessarily. There's some boring parts to it. It's something I'm not necessarily want to do, but you got to do it. And then, you know, he want to play or he wants to show me something on his tablet or something like that. And I low key feel bad when I'm like, hey, you know, just give me a second, like, let me finish this or da 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 da, because I don't want to miss anything. I don't want
Right.
him to feel like, oh, I can't talk or I can't, you know, interact with my dad. But, you know, sometimes you got to work too. So it's kind of, again, it's a tough balance. Um, but he's also, like I said, the focus. So at the same time, there's times where I will put down whatever I'm doing and be like, you know, let's do this. Let's go to the park or something like that. You know, we went to IHOP last
Wrong with
night.
that.
That was a
Nothing
lot of
wrong with
fun.
that. All right, so I want to kind of switch gears. I want to kind of get back to music for a second, because music is has been the epitome of society and the world. So one thing I want to know from you, man, is when it comes to tapping into this industry, tapping into this hip hop evolution, for people that are coming up through the ranks and learning and watching and seeing other artists doing what they do, what did it first? It's a two-part question. The first question I want to know is, what did it take for you, and what steps did you have to take in order for you to reach the level of artistry where you are, and what do people? And then the second question would be, what do artists to successfully make it out here in the industry?
I think the answer to both of those questions first is passion. Um, and I've been preaching this a lot lately, and people are like, well, yeah, passion, that's just kind of, a lot of people say passion, but I think about it both ways, when it's low and when it's high. You know what I mean? When it's low and the numbers ain't moving and it seems like nobody paying attention, are you still gonna have the passion to keep on doing it? And then vice versa, when it get really good and it's overwhelming and you got people, you know, everybody want some attention or everybody
Right.
wants something from you all at the same time, are you still gonna want to do it? So I definitely say passion is number one. Don't brush it off and take, oh yeah, well, I've been doing this since I was, yeah. But you know, that's one thing. But do you enjoy doing it? Do you like doing it? Do you do it because you want to do it, or you do it because you're trying to get rich or something? The second thing is, I think more artists should kind of have a personal definition of what making it is. Like, what's the bar for you? A lot of people just be like, yeah, I'm trying to make it. What did that mean? Do you want 100,000 screaming fans every time you go to the mall, or do you just want the $10 million and nobody ever know your name, or you know, do you just want to be able to feed your family off doing what you love? You kind of got to have a self definition of what you feel like making it is, because just making it, that's generic. You know, there's no real goal to that. I think a lot of artists also just be yourself. Like I'm learning a lot, and I'm still learning. I'm always learning. I feel like knowledge is a big part of it. But definitely learn. I take classes. I take them when you see them little master classes come up on Instagram and Facebook where they like, yeah, take my free da 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 da, and I check them out. You know, I hear what they got to say because they might teach you something you
Right.
didn't know. I always say you don't know what you don't know. Um, you definitely got to be willing to invest in yourself. And a lot of people hear that and they automatically think, damn, I'm gonna need 10 racks tomorrow, da 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 da. And it's not even to that. I mean, yeah, legitimately, like if you want, like if you can get a hold of that kind of money, then yeah, do so. But you know, even if you can't, like put up $10, $20, $50, $100 here and there, you know, just to add to it. a little bit every day adds up. But it also comes down
Right.
to the time investment, the effort investment. You know what I mean? Really try, really put the work into it. That's definitely a few of the starters.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
you know,
Now, real
to get
quick,
people going.
just speaking on your music, man. A lot of times, you're putting out music. A lot of times, you kind of, it's like, you have certain artists that, when they put out music, they, they're either repeating something that they've heard, or or it's literally the music that they've been through. So, for you, growing up, and getting into this evolution, man. With all the life experiences that you've had, has any of that been incorporated into your music to kind of help people relate to you?
Um, Honestly, it all has. Like I said, because it starts with a mood, but even going all the way back, I started writing as a form of self-expression. It wasn't about trying to get a deal or nothing like that. I was 10 years old. I needed to get shit off of my chest. And honestly, hip hop was my journal. You know what I mean? At that time. And so a lot of the times now, even just the other day, I was just jotting down some lines because I had some shit on my mind and I just wanted
Right.
to get it on paper, even if I never record it. Even if I do record it and never put it out, you know what I mean? Sometimes I just like to come up with
Okay.
shit. Sometimes I get the shit off my chest. That's my therapy sometimes. So so that's really where a lot of it kind of starts and ends for me. So so music for me isn't a vessel for getting on and getting paid and getting chicks and all that. You know what I mean? It's really more so a way for me to get stuff off of my chest and for me to keep the balance and give me something to focus on. And you know what I mean? It's just a lot deeper than
Okay.
just
So
music
let me
and
ask you
money
this,
and,
man.
you
So
know.
if you wasn't doing music and you weren't, an artist, what would you prefer to be doing if you had a choice in the matter? What would you rather be doing if it wasn't for the music?
Um, Boy, that's a tough one because it's been a whole chunk of my life. But I mean, definitely, the fallback would definitely be the art. I just love drawing. I love designing stuff. I love coming up with new concepts. I love learning new things. Like I said, I just started dipping my toe into like animation, so I think it would be cool to come up with a cartoon if I get good with that. I got a tattoo gun I never used that I need to break out the closet. You know what I mean? So like, art would definitely be a strong number two. But if it wasn't anything creative, I don't know, man. I'm a creative at heart. A lot of the business stuff, to be honest, is low key
Right.
boring for me, but it's a necessity. Like you got to do it. Um, so I'm a creative. So it would be hard for me. I don't know. At that point, it would just be where the money is. You know what I mean? If I'm not doing something creative that I feel with my heart, then it really just comes down to how much is y'all paying me to sit here and slave in this office for,
Right.
25
I
years
feel
as
that.
an
I feel
accountant
that.
or something like
So let me
that.
ask you
You know
this,
what I
man.
mean?
Do you because there's so much that can be said about the hip hop evolution, man, and there's so much to go on in this hip hop industry, man. One of those being controversy. There's a lot of controversy, in this hip hop evolution. So from your standpoint, being an artist and not so much paying attention to it, but kind of like looking at it from the outside, like I want to know from you and get your standpoint on, why is there so much controversy in music? Why is there so much division in music? Why do you think that is?
Um, Record sales, you know what I mean? Streams. It's really because you notice when the biggest
Right.
controversies go down, that's when people numbers start going up. um, Good, bad, or ugly. And so, with that being said, it's like it just seems like a lot of cats go for the gimmick route. You know what I mean? Because I mean, especially with social media and everything, um, you kind of got to have that shock value. It seems like, and a lot of cats kind of follow that trend. You know what I mean? You got like Young Thug when he come out with the dress and everything. Everybody in an uproar. Like half the people like, yo, I support it, and the other half is like, yo, I hate it. But either way, both people is driving his algorithm, his sales, his streams, all that good stuff. And I think that's at least industry wise, that's what it comes down to. Um, Sometimes I feel like it comes down to a lack of direction. You can see some artists that you know kind of go that route of the shock value because they're not sure what else to do. It seems, you know what I mean. It's like, yo, I gotta get my numbers up. Let me do something outrageous, and it worked for some people, and some people it don't. And I don't knock nobody for what they do for their hustle. But I definitely feel like, the controversy just kind of drives the sales, I think, these days.
Okay.
So that's why you see a lot more of
this,
it. That's
man,
just
whenever you're out performing, at these shows and at these venues, man, and you go out there and you leave it all on stage, and then, when it's over, you go home, to your own private space, and your son, what's the difference between the two, from aside from the artist, from who you personally are, like, does those two, it's all. Does those two coexist in any kind of way, or have any of the same similar qualities, or do they all fit in one thing?
Oh yeah, it's definitely all one cohesive unit. It's more of an overlap. So for me, fat is like me turned up, you know what I mean? So it's still me, like, in my regular everyday life, I could strike up conversations with strangers, you know what I mean? I could talk to people in the crowded room. I've done I did a art gallery. I want to do more of these back in November. I want to say 2019, I think it was. So I can definitely talk in front of a crowd just on a regular day, but when it's fat, and you got the mic, and I've been told by people on the outside looking in that there's a difference between me when I'm just chilling and cooling, and then when the camera light come on, it's like, yo, what's up? It's your man Fat. We in the building, you know what I mean? So I just kind of just turn up. It's still me, but I turn up, and because in regular life I'm pretty introverted on a regular day. Like, I like to be in the crib watching Netflix movies. But at the same time, I can go out and enjoy a night out and network and talk to people that I don't know, that I may not never see again, or I may, whatever. So there's a difference, but it's not like where I'm a totally different person or anything. I feel like as an artist, you have to inject a healthy dose of who you are as a human being in order for it to be relatable and for people to really enjoy it. So now,
we're connected with the true supporters and rocking out with them, man. Have there been any moments in your life where you've had supporters or people that drive with you that have let you know, like, yo, like, your music has been, it's like an eye opener for you, or it's kind of changed your life. So have you had those encounters yet with the people?
I have. I've had a few of those over the years. I had, one person, and I don't want to out nobody, so I'm keep it low key. But I had one person that tell me just the whole motive of get fat, because they was having a period where they wasn't eating and they was losing mad weight, and they kind of got behind get fat and start, the music kind of motivated them to start getting their life back on track. I've had people I've had other artists tell me that, like, I was a inspiration or their motivation to start or keep going, or, because they saw me putting up my own posters or something like that somewhere. And then just in my personal life, I try to be available to talk to people as best as I can. It can be a little overwhelming sometimes, but I've helped people through divorces and major moves from state to state, and it's not nothing that I would brag on or nothing that I really speak on like that, because it's behind the scenes. People feel, there are certain people that feel I'm a confidant, that they could tell me these things and we could talk about these things and it ain't gonna go past the inbox or whatever. And that's true. I'm pretty confidential and private with stuff like that. And so I've definitely had people be like, yo, you've been a big help. Yo, you definitely helped me through a tough time. And, yo, your music helped me through a tough time. So, and for me, that's worth its weight in gold. Like, all the Spotify streams in the world don't equal up to somebody telling you was the reason they kept going, or you was the reason that they got started, or you know
Okay.
what I mean? That
Yeah,
means
well, that's
the
just so
world to
big, you know. And again, we're all out here in this limelight. You know, everybody is. You know, we have some people that are watching us and watching our moves and things of that nature. But do you feel like sometimes it can be a little much when you're always on go, or always having events or shows or podcasts or whatever the case may be, trying to book you for this and that, and you're trying your best to like get to everybody, but it's kind of tough. Like, how do you manage all of that whenever you are getting those calls from people that want you to come out and support and all that? What is that like for you?
There was a time where it had got a little overwhelming, especially last year. Last year, there was a lot going on around the summertime, and it was all going on at one time. And honestly, I'm human. You know, I dropped some balls and missed some calls, and then I actually lost my job around that time too. I mean, there was a lot going on, and I wound up kind of falling way back. You know what I mean? And having to kind of reevaluate, like, what is it that I want to do versus what is it that I feel like I have to do in order to gain fans or in order to get this person to work with me or whatever. And so now it's a little bit better because I started to find that balance of, okay, I'm going to do this many shows a month. You know what I'm saying? Rather than I'm going to just pop up at whoever hit me up for the open mic. You know what I mean? Because it got to the point where, I'm hopping in the car, I'm back and forth, I'm showing up here, I'm showing up there. And
Okay.
I don't know, it can be very taxing. And then you got the business stuff, and then you got work, and then you got the kids, and then you got, that all that different type of thing. So it can be overwhelming, and I'm not gonna act like I haven't missed some plays because of it. So I've definitely tried to be a little more organized, especially this year specifically. I've tried to be more organized. I've tried to take my time and say, is this an opportunity that would benefit me, or that would benefit the other person, or would it be beneficial all the way around? So that's been a big help. But a lot of it, like I said before, is time management. It can be tough to manage the time, especially when you're doing most of everything by yourself. I won't say everything because I do get quite a bit of help. But a lot of the coordination comes down to me. So
Right.
you really got to kind of pick your battles.
Okay, so switching gears, man. There are and this is gonna play a different topic. Because I'm starting to incorporate new topics into my show. So, we have a lot of plus size artists out here, men and women. So I want to get your take on not only seeing your other brothers and sisters out here on the ground doing their thing, but what is it like when you see someone of your size, of your caliber, out there, doing just as good, as the next one? What is that like, seeing that and being able to, sit back and observe all of that?
For me, overall, hip hop in general has become less image based, or I'll say less appearance based. That's what I'll say. Cats can come out now and like Moray, for example, or Rick Ross. You know what I mean? Pretty much ever since B.I.G. it's pretty much like eventually it comes back around to the music. You know what I mean? People, you gotta have a look, and you gotta have the sound, and you gotta have, like, a lot of stuff goes into music besides just the music. But even after all of that, you got the marketing, and you got the nice clothes, and you got the dope graphics. People are gonna click play at some point. You know what I mean? And when they click play, is it gonna be something that they want to keep listening to, or that they want to share with their friends, or something that they want to keep with them for the rest of their life? Or is it something where it's like, oh, damn, the cover art was dope, but the song was, you know what I mean? So I kind of try to think about it from that perspective. You know what I mean? Of yes, is this gonna be something that people are gonna enjoy, but also is this something that's true to me and what I got going on, and I feel like a lot more hip hop is becoming like that. It's becoming more like, I want to hear music, even if the person fat, black, and ugly as ever. You know what I mean? I want to hear music that's gonna relate to me,
Right.
that I can listen to and feel like, yeah, that's me. They talking to me.
Okay. I
So
feel
that's
that. I
that's the
feel
way
that.
I try to
So
come
now,
about it.
real quick, I want to speaking on the women in hip hop. There we've had so many, up and coming artists, local artists. Even down to the celebrity artists, man. So speaking on women, of women being one of those being not really being talked about, but what is your take on women in hip hop and them changing the game? Like what has been your insight on that?
I personally, I love it. You know what I mean? I I like to hear the ladies really crushing it, and I like different styles. Like even when it comes to dudes, I like different styles. Like I like Nas, but I also like Future. You know what I mean? I like Jay-Z, but I also like Young Dolph. You know what I mean? So I like to think of myself a little versatile. So um, the ladies in hip hop, I love that there's like, yeah, there's a style that's kind of quote unquote popping, but you can get some Rhapsody and you can get some city girls. You know what I mean? So I like the diversity. I feel like the future is female. Anyway, just across the board, I feel like women haven't been given the opportunities, and now that they're getting more of the opportunities, you see them. Why you need to give them more opportunities. So I'm definitely down with the ladies, especially in hip hop,
Right.
because you didn't see a lot of ladies for a long time. Also, what I came to find out through doing some research, because I was looking to do a collab actually, was that a lot of the ladies that did come out
Right.
in the past, I mean, Eve, Trina, MC Light, you know what I mean? They still, I mean, even down to Lady of Rage, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
they still popping. They still got a following, you know what I mean? So I really feel like even Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, I feel like they still gonna have a following and be popping for years down the road, whether you like their music or not. You know what I mean? It's been shown that
Right.
powerful ladies in hip hop have lasting power,
Okay.
and
So
I
let me
so I
get
think
your
they're gonna
take
be around
on
for a little
Lizzo.
bit.
What is your take on Lizzo and everything that she's been doing for herself and putting out there? What and what's your insight on Lizzo as an artist as a
So for me, Lizzo is one of them cases where you got to separate the two. You know what I mean? The music and then the person. Lizzo as an artist, I love Lizzo. I love Lizzo music. I love her message. I love her concept. Her whole image that she's going for, the body positivity, the representation. You know what I mean? I love it. As the person, first of all, I do not know Lizzo personally, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know her life and what all she's going through and everything. But the stuff she come on social media with, it's a little over the top. I feel like it contradicts with the image that she's putting out. I respect her as a confident big woman that believes in herself and that's trying to teach other people to believe in themselves, regardless of height, weight, size, whatever. But then when she comes online and it's clear that she's very insecure in that, you know what I mean? That concerns me a little bit. I feel like there's like a mental health thing there that's not being addressed. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like, you know, she's contradicting herself in a lot of ways. I definitely respect what she's trying to do, but the method of it, and then, you know, I don't know. It just seems like there's there's a mixed bag of emotions there. Like one minute she's Miss Confidence, and then the next minute she's crying on the live stream, and then going off on the fans or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I like Lizzo a lot. I hope there's nothing like underlying there, that's going on that nobody's talking about. But I definitely respect her as an artist. I definitely appreciate what she tries to do as an artist, and I do enjoy I ain't gonna act like the biggest fan, but I do enjoy the music that I've heard, and I definitely think she should keep making music. I just want her to ride with her own wave, you
Right,
know.
right, right, right. Okay, okay. So now I want to kind of get into another topic, surrounding hip hop evolution that's not really talked about. That being, the LGBT community. There's a lot of LGBT community rappers and singers out here that are, that have come out, that are putting out music, that are pretty much putting their stamp, on the world. So what I want to know from you is, as an artist, man, there again, from artist to artist, seeing that, what is your insight on that? Do you feel like some of them are doing too much? Do you feel like they're doing what they need to do, or do you feel like do you feel like it's a little bit of both?
Um, Honestly, I feel like music crosses, it crosses barriers and it crosses lines and it crosses borders. I feel like music is a mood. Again, like I said, I feel like music is a reflection of the person that's putting it out. So I first of all, I don't believe in the quote unquote gay agenda or whatever you want to call it. I don't feel like anybody has any kind of agenda any more than, maybe like African Americans. You want to be accepted, you want to be a valuable part of society, not a second class citizen. Um, I'm pretty sure they don't want to be considered the gay rapper, you know what I mean, or the gay singer. You just want to be known as a good artist. Just like I don't want to be the fat rapper, you know what I mean, the black rapper. I just enjoy rapping. So for me, I feel like a lot of the politics and stuff clouds the music. A lot of people are, well, I can't listen to Lil Nas X, for example. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna stunt to y'all. I'm a bump industry, baby. It's parts of it I ain't gonna sing out loud because I don't relate to that. However, the song, bam, you know what I'm saying? The song smack. And I ain't gonna act like, oh man, the song whack because dude like other dudes. Like that's that man personal choice. I feel like people have gotten too involved in other people's personal choices, and now it's spilled over into the craft, into their jobs, all that kind of thing. And so I respect anybody that's doing it. However you're doing it, whatever your niche is, whatever your market is, I respect you for caring about the craft. As long as your shit hot, you know what I mean? I don't care what you rapping about. Again, I might not sing it out loud if it's not something but at the same time, if it's good fucking music, you know what I mean? Stop faking the funk. Oh man, I ain't gonna listen to this. Da, da, da. Man, Young Thug wore a dress. I ain't gonna wear no dress. He did his thing, and he still got tracks that's like, bro,
Now let
you
me ask
shit
you,
hot.
because speaking on that, because you have so many artists, man, that have their own, their own style, their own gender, and you just spoke about it. Young Thug wearing a dress and things of that nature, and you have a lot of people who tend to say certain things as, that's too far, that's too much. What type of messages you trying to send to the people? He got people. Like, do you feel like all of that sometimes can be a bit of an issue when that's just the main thing that people are seeing versus, like you said, just the music aspect of it?
I feel like it can be. But again, that kind of goes into what I was saying about the whole gimmick thing. Like even with Lizzo, you know what I mean? That ain't necessarily LGBTQ, but if you rolling and doing it for the big people, you know what I mean? Do it for the big people, and the skinny people might not enjoy it, but you've chosen your lane. You got your lane, and I feel like it's like that for every artist, regardless of your gender, what you identify as, your sex, your sexual orientation. It's the music, man. Like people have all these other things that they add in with the artist, even with like Kanye West. You know what I mean? Oh, Kanye crazy. Kanye don't know what he's talking about, blah, blah, blah. But then when he drop another album, the shit fire. You know what I mean? And people are so concerned with, oh, well, what did they have on the red carpet? That you forget that the music's still hot, bro. We are here for the music. I didn't come here to find out, who birthday it was behind the scene. That's that man family. That's that woman family. I'm not I'm here for the music. I'm here to see this next video and see the creative side and see what's going on. And I don't know. I think people have kind of gotten, I was talking about this to my friend earlier, people have gotten too into the sensationalism and controversy of it all. It's all about who doing what versus what this person sounds like or what this person's message is. And everybody's message ain't gonna resonate with everybody. You know what I mean? But you gotta do what you know to do. You gotta be who you are, because you know if you pretending, it's gonna show in the
Now,
music.
my last two questions I have for you, real quick, because as we're coming up on time is finally winding down already. So my last two questions I have for you, man, is and putting their stamp on the world, and everybody knowing their lane, knowing their niche. Do you feel like at some point, with everything that's taking place in the hip hop world, do you feel like there can ever be a what's the word I'm looking for? Do you think there, as far as everybody being able to squash, the beef and the controversy and be able to work under one roof to continue to make great timeless classic music? Do you feel like there can be a peace offering, if you will?
I feel like that goes on now. I feel like, different artists work with different artists for different reasons at different times. So I feel like that happens now. But honestly, I do feel like at some point, I feel like normalization is a big part of it. And the thing about normalization that people don't realize is normal is not celebrated. Okay, we do not have parades for normal. We do not have holidays for average. So as we normalize things, they're not going to be as sensational. You know what I mean? And so I feel like normalization at that point will, when something is just the norm, when something is just, this is what it is, then it won't be looked at as, oh, that's the gay rapper. Oh, that's the fat rapper. You know what I mean? It's just a rapper, because rappers can be gay and rappers can be fat and rappers can be women. And, so I think normalization is going to be a big part of it. And I do think a lot of things, it's okay for certain things to be normalized. But at the same time, like I said, I feel like normal isn't celebrated. So you can't have something normalized and get a parade or a holiday or something like that for it. A lot of people don't like when I say that, but that's what it is. Nobody's celebrating the average Joe that, So I do think that'll be, when there's more like harmony, not just hip hop, but music in general, when it's just a normal occurrence.
Okay. All right. I feel that. And so as far as 2022, man, and your, what's next for FatBoy? What can we, the supporters and the true people that are out there rocking with, what can we, coming next? Like, what can we be expecting?
Of course, new music. That's gonna be first and foremost. So I got the new visual dropping on next Friday in 1 week. One Night in Baton Rouge. You can actually go to the link in my bio and set a reminder for it right now. Next month we actually we working on the track for next month. It's called Daylight, featuring Vocal. He's a cat out of Winston-Salem. Bro can sing, definitely. I say he got like Weekend, Michael Jackson kind of vibes, low key, but he got his own style too. So I don't want to, do too much with that. But shout out to the chef. We working on the whole album. And then in March, I'm actually bringing back my concert series, Jam Concert Live. It's an online concert series. I'm still putting that together, so I ain't gonna speak too much on it, but it's definitely in the works. I got a venue locked at the time, but it's still a lot more information we're working on. But there's gonna be some changes. I've had to go back into a lot of the business side of it, and like with trademarks and copyrights and all that good stuff. So there's gonna be some changes as far as like a name change. It's gonna be the same same logo, same brand, but there's gonna be like a whole name change, and that probably ain't gonna be till next year though. But I'm looking to take some trips this summer. If you're watching and you want to collab, definitely hit me up because I'm trying to, do more, like you said earlier, do more collabs, get with more artists. But yeah, other than that, man, I'm living life. I'm trying to get more serious about this.
Okay.
You
Well,
know what I'm saying? About
definitely
this
feel
whole
you
music.
on that, man. I definitely, as always, appreciate you taking the time out to come up here and chop it up with us, man. It's always a dope honor to, get a chance to chop it up with you, man, and see what's been going on with you since the last time we had, since we left. That's the last time, man. So, but like I said, real quick before we get up out of here, man, let the people know where they can follow and tap in with you, my guy.
Oh yeah, I made that real easy. Just go to IMTheFatBoy.com. That's where you can find all my music, merch, artwork, press. I'm gonna probably have this up there probably before the end of next week, so they can go back and recap. IMTheFatBoy.com. That's, and if you want to get with me on social media, IMTheFatBoy.com/contact. That's where all my social medias is. My email is up there. Join my email list while y'all there, so y'all don't miss the updates. Cop a t-shirt, you know what I mean? Artists, if you need cover art, flyers, business cards, IMTheFatBoy.com,
Most definitely, most
IMTheFatBoy.com.
definitely.
That's where you can go and
Fat boy,
find
bro.
everything.
It's always, again, as I said, what you meant, it was dope. It was a lot up with you. Much success to you and everything that you got going on. And ladies and gentlemen, that has been my time. I am the one and true and living legend, Honcho J23. You already know what time it is. And podcast, and we look forward to seeing you guys next time. And as I always say, stay fly, stay dope, and always remember that it's enough. You know what I'm saying? And with that, we out of here, guys.